everybody, and welcome back to another video. And if you're here for the first time, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Jane and my husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, we have no debt and we've paid off the mortgage. We live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Wednesday we invite you in for a midweek money chat. Let's get talking about the 5 ways that you can stay frugal. Number 1 is to find your frugal focus. Why are you being frugal? What is this frugality for? Is it to save up to buy a house? Is it to save up to buy a new car? Is it to pay off your mortgage sooner by paying a little extra each month? Is it to pay a little extra into your pension fund or your pension each month? Is it to build wealth in any way? Is it to save up for a certain or specific focus? Our focus, our frugal focus, is to stay financially solvent every single month. To put a bit more money aside every single month, even if it's just 5% or 10% each and every month, so that we are not broke. That could simply be your frugal focus, to stop yourself from being broke. But whatever it is, find your frugal focus, make sure it's something that you have to aim for. And I promise you, it'll make all of those days of being frugal easier when you remember why you're doing it. Number 2, even if it's with yourself, if you live alone or with your significant other or with your friends or with your family or people who get you, who understand you and what you're doing, regularly hold conversations about your financial plans and priorities, and also with those plans and priorities, how you're going to achieve them and by when. So it could be how you're saving for your pension. So if people want to know why you're not doing something, you can literally say to them, my financial priority is putting aside money for my pension. I'm already putting aside 10% each and every month, but I'm deciding to put a bit more aside every month. Your financial priority could be to upgrade something in your house. Your central heating literally could be on its last legs. Your car, it could be on its last legs as well. So your financial priority is how you're going to achieve that. And what does that actually look like? For us, when we were working, it looked like both of us just put aside 10% every single month into our pensions. And in the UK, that 10% that you put into your pensions is not taxed. On top of that, we were putting aside 20 to 30% every single month into savings, because we knew in our last few years of working that we wanted to retire early. We were also putting bits of money that we could afford each and every month into our already small mortgage. So we were able as a couple to talk about that. But if I lived on my own, I had friends who I could talk to. I had family who I could talk to. Even if it was just in the terms of explaining that I'm not going to go and buy that, or I'm not going to go and eat in that restaurant, or I'm not going to do these things, not because I'm a misery guts, but because I've got good plans for my future, for Mike and I's future, of things that we want to do. So make it easy, make it real. Talk about your financial plans and priorities and how you're going to achieve them through your frugal living on a regular basis. One thing it will do is it will help you with that previous frugal focus. Number 3 is to choose what you're prepared to be frugal with, or frugal about, or frugal on, and what you are not. In other words, choose what you're prepared to spend money on and what you're prepared to cut back on. Now that might mean you might be perfectly happy to have a house slightly cooler and wrap yourself up warm. In the summer, if you live where you need air conditioning, you might be prepared to be slightly warmer. You might be prepared to only ever buy second-hand items, second-hand clothing. On the other hand, you might not be prepared to do that. You might be prepared to buy completely generics, shop in all the bargain supermarkets, and on the other hand, You might be one of the people who says, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend my money on artisanal prepared food from small producers and organic producers and local farmers markets. It's your choice. Decide where you are going to save money and where you are going to spend. It'll make your own kind of frugal living, your own kind of frugal, bearable for you. Now, what does that look like for us? We could, if we wanted to, plug in an electric radiator in every single room in our house and diminish anything that we would save each month and spend it all on electricity. But we are prepared to have wood heating and not have electric heating and save the difference. That's just an example of things that we're prepared to save on, but for you, that might be an absolute no-no. Number 4 is all about budgeting. We all know the right way to budget is to have a budget. The wrong way to budget is to not have a budget. But there is no right way to budget. Choose the one that works for you. If you're a person like me who likes things to be exact, you like to know where everything is going to go, you don't like to have any loose gaps or worries with your money at all, if you're like me, a bit of a worrier about money, then a zero-based budget works best for people like us, because we like to know in advance where every penny is going to go. And then in that month, if we haven't got the money for anything else, we simply do not buy it. But you could be the person who likes a bit more flexibility. You might like a 50, 30, 20 budget. So it's 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. Some people work it that it's 50% for needs, 30% for saving, and 20% for wants. It is up to you. And then there are the people who like to have a cash-based budget. They don't feel safe having a bank card and going in with a bank card. They like to know in advance exactly how much they're going to spend. So they use an envelope system. And the envelopes these days are really great, aren't they? It's like a little book with little zippy plastic envelopes in it. And at the beginning of the month, they put in the money for everything. For the children's school lunches, for the children's school bus fees, for how much they're going to spend on petrol, for food, for the haircuts, everything. And that works really well for them. So if you want to make frugality work, you need a budget. But you need a budget that works for you. Number 5, and a great way of staying frugal, not wasting a penny, is being a savvy consumer. We've all got to buy something at some time. I've got a list of things here. I'm going to run through them as quickly as possible. The first one about being a savvy consumer is whenever you buy anything, there will be a warranty. And they will not make it easy for you. Make sure you read all the warranty paperwork and you follow all of the instructions. That could be going on online to the manufacturer's website and registering that warranty. But make sure you do it. And then, because you're a savvy consumer and you want to make sure that if you need your money back, you will get it, keep all your paperwork and the boxes that product came in case you ever need to return them. Secondly, make sure that you are price comparing everything. Your insurance, your health insurance, your home insurance, your car insurance, and anything that you buy. If you go into a store, and sometimes local stores will price match, go in, screenshot the apps that you have found the deal cheaper somewhere else. Screenshot it from the other people's shops. Can you match this? If they say no, you have the option to walk out the door and buy it from the place that you found it the cheapest. But please make sure that you are always price comparing. It's so easy to pay more because you haven't bothered with that one little step. The next one, and I've talked about this before, coupons days, they're really not there anymore, are they? You can, if you've got a printer, print out coupons, but we're not buying newspapers, we're not buying magazines, we're not getting the free ads through the door anymore, and it is all digital. And I know last time I talked about digital apps, people said, well, it's not fair, some people can't do that kind of thing. 14% of you are watching this on your TVs. The rest of you are watching this on a phone or a digital device. And if you can download the YouTube app, you can download your supermarket apps and use them. So look for those codes on a regular basis. Make sure that you know the days that they come out, and if you can, be in the store the day they come out, because those deals are limited. The next one is, if you do any online shopping at all, have two windows open. When you've got the other window open, simply in Google. So if I'm looking for clothing from a company like Bonprix, this t-shirt in Bonprix, when I bought it, I will open up another window, and in there I will look for current Bonprix discount codes. And if all I can get from that is free delivery or 10% off, I'm taking it. But take the time to always look for discount codes. Always look for cashbacks as well. So if you want to find any cashback websites, again, open Google, in there, type in there, cashback websites. Cooper is an example that you can get cash back. The next one is look for discount days. Here, our supermarkets have discount days. Wednesday, Leclerc has discount days. Thursday, Super U has discount days. They will often double up the offers, so you can get 20% cash back on certain products on certain days. But if you go in there on a Thursday, they'll give you an extra 34%. That information is not easy to find. Look for it on their apps, look for it on their websites. You've got to work for the discounts these days. They're not coming to you. But we talk about staying frugal. I'll tell you what, that motivation to save that money to get the things that I need cheaper is a great frugal. It's fun to me. I want to hand over the people for all this money. And then look, there's other ways of saving money as well. So when we look at chain restaurants, and I did my research on this here, we have chain restaurants here. Buffalo Grill, there's one called Hippopotamus, which was a funny name for a restaurant, but it's around the country. If you go on certain days and certain times, their set menu is cheaper. Look out for that. There are days where you can go, and if you're over the age of 55 or 65 and you're classed as retiree, there's discounts on those days. Garden centres that have lunches and places that you can go and eat often have those discount days. So if you're determined as a bargain hunter, you can have great fun being a savvy shopper. Frugality means different things to different people, but the essence of it is being careful with our money, what we spend, and not wasting. So I hope those hints have helped you today. Stay frugal. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everyone for your lovely comments, and thanks to all subscribers, old and new, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.